Hey there everyone! Long time no see for everyone. Hopefully you can all hear me. Oh no you can't, because I need to do that first. Hey everyone, hope you can hear me now. There is a live text messaging on the side of the YouTube channel. So if you wanted to reply hi or tell me where you are, that would be fantastic, and I can just relay that back to everybody. We will be starting in around about 15 minutes. I am going to go and grab a beer in a minute because I'm the only one here in the pub. So quite simple, there aren't any. You can cheat as much as you like if you want to, because it's an honour system. So just get your team together. There's quite a few people that are using Zoom to connect to other sides of the country. I know we've got Mark and Barb in Vancouver joining up with the usual with Nuts and Bolts to reconnect, and I believe my brother's family in the UK, they're joining us. They're 5 hours ahead, so you can do the calculations, but it's late for them. So get yourself together, finish off your food, and I will see you in a few minutes. I'm just going to go and pour myself a beer. Talk to you in a minute. here, everyone. I'm just pouring myself a beer. I'm back. How's everybody tonight? Cheers. There'll be someone with you just... Sorry, you're in the middle of a pub where we're doing takeout, so I've just been speaking to somebody. Well, how's everybody coping? I hope you're all good. So it's fairly simple. I'm just 7 rounds, 10 questions. We'll be starting in about sort of 7 minutes or so. You write your answers down. I'll get to the end of that round and I'll give you the answers, and then you write your scores down. If you want to text in under the YouTube channel and just let me know your scores, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to tell anybody. You can brag as much as you like. I know we've got a few teams that are sort of connecting over Zoom. I know Mark and Barb are joining Nuts and Bolts since they left here. What was it, a year ago? And I believe my brother and his family, they're joining us from the UK. So they're 5 hours ahead. So you can imagine they're feeling quite tired now. So thank you, Julian, Kim, Poppy. I've forgotten the other one. Oh, I don't mind. She's not the favourite anyway. That's an in-joke, by the way. You wouldn't get that one. Jake will be texting in, hopefully, with the answers to which of our frontline workers has won the prize for the most nominations. We'll then be providing a week's worth of frozen meals. $100. Which is $100 worth of food. So hopefully within the next sort of 10-15 minutes I should have that announcement as well. So if you, as I said, if you do want to text anything, just use the messaging service under YouTube and hopefully I should get it. But yeah, don't text the answers in that one because I do it. So as I said, I've got 7 rounds for you tonight. I am reprising some questions because I've got a feeling we are going to have quite a few new players joining the regular crowd from Pub Quiz. So with that, I think what I'm going to do is, as it is 7:30 now by my watch, I think we'll probably begin. So your first round is going to be current affairs. Some of it is very current. Question 1. Which US university rejected Trump's demand to repay $9 million virus relief aid back, only to reverse that decision this evening? So, I'll repeat the question. Which US university rejected demand to repay $9 million in virus relief aid, only to reverse that decision tonight? Question number 2. NASA have announced that May the 20th will be the launch date of its first US manned mission for 9 years to the International Space Station. Name the company behind the launch and the capsule's name. So I'll repeat the question. NASA have announced that May 27th will be the launch date of its first US manned mission for 9 years to the International Space Station. Name the company behind the launch and the capsule's name. If you don't mind, I'm going to keep drinking my fantastic Great Lake beer. Question number 3. What is the name of the 99-year-old UK war veteran who has raised over 28 million for the NHS by walking 100 laps of his garden? So I repeat the question again. What is the name of the 99-year-old UK war veteran who's raised over £28 million for the NHS by walking 100 laps of his garden? Question number 4. Which European country has just relaxed rules allowing children to leave homes for the first time since March the 14th? I pity the parents if they've not been allowed out of house for that long. So I'll repeat the question. Which European country has just relaxed rules allowing children to leave home for the first time since March the 14th? I'm getting a few texts from people that have got my cell phone number. Apparently I'm reading too fast so you can't get the answers down. Question number 5. In his infamous Liberate tweet, name the 3 democratic states targeted by Trump. So I repeat the question. In his infamous Liberate tweet, name the 3 democratic states targeted by Trump. Question number 6. With the death toll rising now to 23, name the neighbourhood in Nova Scotia where the tragedy began. So question 6 again. With a death toll rising now to 23, name the neighbourhood in Nova Scotia where the tragedy began. Question number 7. Name the city in Colorado where a healthcare worker stood silently blocking a street to anti-shutdown protesters. So question 7 again. Name the city in Colorado where a healthcare worker stood silently blocking a street to anti-shutdown protesters. Question number 8. Name the NFL quarterback asked to leave a closed Tampa Bay park after being caught training. So question 8 again. Name the NFL quarterback asked to leave a closed Tampa Bay park after being caught training. And question 9. How old was a Nigerian woman who gave birth to twins on April the 19th? Sorry, I'll repeat that question again. How old was a Nigerian woman who gave birth to twins on April the 19th? And finally, question 10. Which European country announced today the compulsory use of face masks in public? So question 10 again. Which European country announced today the compulsory use of face masks in public? So I'll give you a few minutes to scribe all your answers down. And Jake has texted with the winner of the Frontline Workers nominations for $100 worth of frozen meals while you're doing that. So he's just had the live draw, and the winner, if you don't mind me getting my phone out, is Nikki Hurl. Nikki's a ward clerk at on B6 at PRHC Hospital. She had heart surgery on February the 12th this year, and she's still back at work. Awesome. What Jake would also, so Nikki, congratulations. Every single frontline worker, well done guys, you're doing an awesome job. So Jake has actually said at the bottom of the text, he wants to announce a pay it forward for all nominees and frontline workers, where we match, if you pay for a meal out there, we will match it with another meal. So for all the nominees and the frontline workers who have been nominated, if you pay for a meal, we as the Canoe and Paddle will match each meal with another meal. So please get me nominating on the Facebook page. That will be absolutely fantastic. As I said, workers, what an awesome job you guys are doing. Anyway, so answers to round one. The US university that rejected Trump's initial demand to repay $9 million, that was Harvard. NASA's announced launch on May the 27th. That's through the company SpaceX, and the capsule they're using is the Dragon capsule. And the 99-year-old UK war veteran who's raised £28 million for the NHS by walking under laps of a garden, guy was called Captain Tom Moore. And the European country that's relaxed rules allowing homes for the first time since March the 14th, that was Spain. And the infamous Liberate tweet, the three Democratic states targeted by Trump, somehow ignoring the Republican states. So those three states were Minnesota, Michigan, yeah. And with the death toll rising now to 23, the neighbourhood in Nova Scotia where the dam was Portapique. Question 7, the city in Colorado where the healthcare workers stood silently blocking down protesters, that was Denver. And the NFL quarterback asked to leave a closed Tampa Bay park, that was Tom Brady. Just signed for Tampa Bay. Won't be playing this year. And the Nigerian woman who has twins on April the 19th, believe it or not, she was 68 years old, and her husband's even older. He's 7. Great kids, they're going to have lovely parents. And the European country announced today the compulsory use of face masks in public, that was Germany. So that was the end of round 1. So top your score up. Just bragging rights to yourself. Round 2 is a general knowledge round. Let me just make sure I've got that right. Yes, I have. Question 1. Under knowledge, what character does Robin Williams portray in Good Morning Vietnam? So question 1 on general knowledge. What character does Robin Williams portray in Vietnam? Question number 2. If you're putting numbers on locker doors numbered 1 to 100, how many times would you use the number 9? Again, this one you're probably have to get a couple of people just working it out. If you are putting numbers on locker doors numbered 1 to 100, how many times would you use the number 9? Question number 3. Which US state is the home to the Joshua Tree National Park? So question 3 again. Which US state is the home to the Joshua Tree National Park? Question 4. According to the Bible, how many of each type of animal did Moses take onto the ark? So question 4. So according to the Bible, how many of each type of animal did Moses take onto the ark? Question number 5. According to the lyrics of the song by the Weather Girls, it will start raining men at just about what time? So I'll repeat that question. According to the lyrics of the song by the Weather Girls, it will start raining men at just about what? Question number 6. Which American state has a name that ends in 3 vowels? So question 6. Which American state has a name that ends in 3 vowels? Question number 7. What was the name of Tonto's horse in Lone Ranger? So what was the name of Tonto's horse in Lone Ranger? Question number 8. Which American state is home to the Timberwolves and... So I'll repeat question 8 again. Which American state is home to the Timberwolves and the Vikings? Question number 9. If James is 5, Henry is 3, and Edward is 2, who is 1? So I'll repeat the question. If James is 5, Henry is and Edward is 2, who is 1? And finally, question number 10. What is the name of Dr. Evil's cat in the Austin Powers films? So I repeat the question. What is the name of Dr. Evil's cat in the Austin Powers films? I'll give you a couple of minutes to finish in 2. I'm just going to go and blow my nose. It's a problem with the environment we're in now. You can't even have a common cold without people getting really worried. I've just got a bit of a sniffle, that's all I've got. So I'll give you another minute on question 2. In my background here, behind my shoulders at either side, I've got young Henry. He's always here. He was my best mate Dominic's dad. He was due to be opening the pub, but unfortunately he passed away just before we opened, and that's the reason why the bar is called Henry's Bar. And over on this side here, words, hang on, you probably don't quite see it. Here's young Billy, one of the usual suspects, lovely guy. I know PJ's playing tonight, love you PJ, as we all do, and we really miss him. He's always here with me as well. So, answers to general knowledge. The character that Robin Williams plays in Good Morning Vietnam, that was Adrian Cronauer. So if you're putting numbers on locker doors 1 to 100, you'll use the number 9 20 times. Question 3. California is the home state for the Joshua Tree National Park. Bible, how many of each type of animal did Moses take onto the ark? Well, he didn't take any, because it was Noah that took all the animals. And question 5. According to the lyrics of the song by the Weather Girls, it was raining men at 10:30. And number 6. The American state that has 3 vowels at the end is Hawaii. Ponto's horse in Lone Ranger was Scout. And the American state that's home to the Timberwolves and the Vikings, that's me. And question 9, it's not a math question. So if James is 5, Henry is 3 and Edward is 2, who is 1? That's Thomas the Tank Engine. And the name of Dr. Evil's Cat films, that was Mr. Bigglesworth. So again, add up your scores and keep it to yourself. So apparently I'm supposed to be reading the chat, but I'm not actually getting the chat, which is quite funny. It's a chat because it's not there. Round number 3. I'll tell you what, Mark. If you want to text it to me, I'll certainly read it. Question number 3. Round number 3 is a James Bond round. So, question 1 on James Bond. Craig took over the role of James Bond in 2006. Name his first James Bond movie. Oh, sorry, I've managed to get the text up. Sorry, I'll repeat question 9 because we're way past that already. Let me just do. There we go. Right, okay. I've now got that up live, so I can get that one up and running. So if you've got any questions, just ping it up on the chat window, and I will reply if I can. Question 2 on the James Bond round. In that same movie, what celebrity had a cameo role at Miami Airport? So I repeat the question again. In that same movie, what celebrity had a cameo role in Miami Airport? Number 3. Who was the first actor to fully portray Ernst Stavro Blofeld? And the film he was first in was, well, first time you saw his whole body was You Only Live Twice. So who was the first actor to fully portray Ernst Stavro Blofeld? And the first film that was in was the You Only Live Twice. Question number 4. There have been 7 actors who have played Bond. Name them. I'm actually going to give you the answers in chronological order, so if you want to write them down that way, that's perfect. If not, it doesn't really matter. That one might take a while. So, question number 5. Name the iconic film producer who created the franchise. So name the iconic film producer who created the franchise. Question number 6. Actress who sadly passed away on April the 5th, 2020, who played Pussy Galore. And for an extra point, what film was she in? So I'll repeat the question. Name the actress who sadly passed away on April the 5th, 2020, Galore. And for an extra point, what Bond film was she in? Question number 7. Name the singer who has performed the most James Bond theme tunes. So name the singer who's performed the most James Bond theme tunes. Question number 8. What is the name for the forthcoming Bond movie and Daniel Craig's last movie? So what's the name of the forthcoming Bond movie, which is also Daniel Craig's last Bond movie? Question number James Bond creator Ian Fleming also wrote which famous children's book? Finally, question 10 on James Bond. Name the American sheriff who appeared in Live and Let Die, Moonraker, and Man with the Golden Gun. So I'll repeat the question. Name the American sheriff who appears in Live and Let Die, Moonraker, and Man with the Golden Gun. Okay, answers to the James Bond round. Daniel Craig took over the role of James Bond in 2016 in the film Casino Royale. And in the same movie, Richard Branson had a cameo role at Miami Airport. Question 3. The actor to fully portray Ernst Stavro Blofeld was Donald Pleasence. Ernst Stavro Blofeld, coincidentally, you saw his arm and a cat in 2 previous ones, but he was never actually given a name. So that's the first time we ever saw Ernst Stavro Blofeld properly, was Donald Pleasant's character. Question 4. The actors who played James Bond in order, although Sean Connery played him twice later on. So it was Sean Connery, David Niven, he played him once in 67, George Lazenby, the Australian actor, played in 69, then the terrible Roger Moore, slightly better Timothy Dalton, then Pierce Brosnan, and then probably, sorry Sean, Daniel Craig being the last one. So it's Sean Connery, David Niven, George Lazenby, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and Daniel Craig. Question 5. The iconic film producer who created the franchise, that was Albert Cubby Broccoli. And the actress who passed away on April the 5th, 2020, it was natural causes. She played Pussy Galore. That was Honor Blackman. And the film she was in was Goldfinger. She was actually one of the voices. And the singer who's performed the most James Bond themes, that was Shirley Bassey. She did Goldfinger, I think everybody knows that one, Diamonds Are Forever, and Moonraker. And the name for the forthcoming Bond movie is No Time to Die. So James Bond creator Ian Fleming also wrote the famous children's book Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yes, that's a repeated question. It's a standard pub quiz question. And the American sheriff who appears in Live and Let Die, Moonraker, and The Man with the Golden Gun, that was Sheriff J.W. Pepper. Sheriff J.W. Pepper. So add your scores up. And as I said, I think a lot of you are actually putting it in the chat so you can each follow each other. Okay. Round number 4. I have got to say this is absolutely weird because this pub is, there's nobody, obviously nobody here, but it's so quiet. Yeah, not having any interaction is it's I'm sorry, it's weird. I think you're all bragging. Yes, you are. Well, a few of you are bragging anyway. Let me. Oh yeah, you've got to get all 7, Scott, to question 4. There's no half points for each one, so I'll let you work that one out. Okay, so round number 4. Is a science and nature round. So question 1. Who was the co-founder of Microsoft alongside Bill Gates? Yes, in answer to the question, yes, I do need glasses. The text is very small. So question 1 again. Who was the co-founder of Microsoft alongside Bill Gates? Question number 2. Not sure I actually worded this question correctly, but I'll read it and then you can figure it out. For every action there is a reaction. Is Sir Isaac Newton's which number of laws? So I'll repeat the question. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Is Sir Isaac Newton's which number of laws? Kane saying he wants to do an applause track over the top. What is that? Applause for yourself, Kane? Because you're doing so well? Actually, we should do some sound effects, you're right. Let's do some sound effects. Question number 3. Which Apollo mission was the first to carry a lunar rover? So I'll repeat the question. Which Apollo mission carry a lunar rover? I get what you mean about sound effects now, Kenny. You just want background noise so it makes the pub sound busy. Question number 4. What is the collective name for a group of sea cucumbers? And there's no options either. Collective name for a group of sea cucumbers. Question number 5. What is the layer of the atmosphere Earth's surface called? So what is the layer of the atmosphere closest to the Earth's surface called? Question number 6. What name is given to a cow that has not had a calf? So what name is given to a cow that has not had a calf? Question number 7. What name is given to substances that can be broken down by biological action? So I repeat the question. What name is given to substances that can be broken down by biological action? Question number 8. What is the national flower of Austria? What is the national flower of Austria? Question number 9. What is the name of the first test tube baby that was born in 1978? So what is the name of the first test tube baby born in 1978? And finally, question 10 on science and nature. What is the only fish to have a prehensile tail? So I'll repeat the question. What is the only fish to have a prehensile tail? Okay, no repeats on questions there, that's good. So, for science and nature, the co-founder of Microsoft alongside Bill Gates, that's Paul Allen. So for every action there is an equal opposite reaction is Isaac Newton's third law. And the Apollo mission that was first to carry a lunar rover was Apollo 15. And number 4, the collective name for a group of sea cucumbers is a pickle. And the troposphere is the closest to the Earth's surface. And a heifer is a cow that has not had a calf. And biodegradable are the substances that can be broken down by biological action. And the national flower of Austria is the Edelweiss. And Louise Brown was the first test tube baby born in 1978. And finally, question 10, the only fish to have a prehensile tail is the seahorse. So let's see how we get on with that one then. Yes, my eyesight is really bad. I do need a pair of glasses, I really do. Okay, so moving swiftly on then to round 5. It's a history round. History. What was the name of Jacques Cousteau's ship? No, Jill, you can't answer the question. Jill's just walked in. I think she's just closing the door on the front door, so the pub's now closed. So I repeat the question. What was the name of whose ship? Two, in what modern day city would you find the site of the Battle of the Alamo? I'll repeat the question. In what modern day city would you find the site of the Battle of the Alamo? What was the name of the ship which rescued over 700 survivors of the Titanic? So I'll repeat the question. What was the name of the ship which rescued over 700 survivors of the Titanic? Question number 4. Who was the father of Icarus? I'm going to repeat the question. Who was the father of Icarus? Question number 5. At the end of World War II, on which US ship did the Japanese finally surrender? I'll repeat the question. At the end of World War II, on which US ship did these unconditionally surrender? Question number 6. In Arthur's legend, which knight found the Holy Grail? So in King Arthur's legend, who found the Holy Grail? Question number 7. What was the name of England's wartime code-breaking centre? So repeat the question. What was the name of its wartime code-breaking centre? Question number 8. In what decade was Mahatma Gandhi assassinated? Was it 1930s? Was it or was it the 1950s? So in what decade was Mahatma Gandhi assassinated? Was it 1930s, 1940s or 19... Question number 9. Who hit the first golf ball on the moon? So I'll repeat the question. Who hit the first golf ball on the moon? And finally, question 10. Who was William Frederick Cody, better known as? So who was William Frederick Cody, better known as? A couple of minutes on that one. Okay. Jill's disappearing
Jill
as well.
is leaving the building. Goodbye, folks.
Okay, answer 5 history. Jacques Cousteau's ship was the Calypso. And And the one-day city that defined the cycle of the Battle of the Alamo, that was San Antonio. And the first ship to arrive pretty much on scene and rescue 700 survivors of the Titanic was the Carpathia. And Daedalus was Icarus's father. And the Japanese unconditionally surrendered aboard the USS Missouri. And in King Arthur legend, the knight that found the Holy Grail, that was Sir Galahad. And the name of England's wartime code-breaking centre, that was Bletchley Park. And number 8, Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated in the 1940s. I think it was 1948 to be precise. And number 9, Alan Shepard was the first to hit a golf ball on the moon. And William Frederick Cody was better known as Buffalo Bill. Give you a little while to put your scores up. Actually, if anybody wants to add all the scores up, scroll through the messages and add the scores up, we can actually figure out who won. Nuts and bolts are straight on that. Probably Bob. Bob Shaw. Yeah, that should be your new team name. I think it's a fantastic name. Getting worse. Okay, round number 6. Probably something a lot of you are actually doing a lot of at the moment, being housebound. Round is board games, which is round number 6. So, question 1 in board games. In a standard set of which is the only king without a moustache? So, in a standard set of playing cards, which is the only king without a moustache? Question number 2. In Clue or Cluedo, what room can be accessed via a secret passageway from the study? So in Clue or Cluedo, what room can be accessed via a secret passageway from the study? Question number 3. How many dots are there on a pair of dice? So Cluedo, Steve, is Clue. That's question 2. Why it got changed from Cluedo to Clue when it came to North America, I have no idea. Question number 4. In a game of chess, which piece is the only piece able to other pieces? So, in a game of chess, which piece is the only piece able to jump over other pieces? Question number 5. So this is back to Clue or Cluedo. Who is the murder victim in Clue or Cluedo? There are different names for each one. So in the North American version Clue, there's a different murder victim. So who is it? Question number 6. In Battleship, if you score 5 hits, what have you sunk? So in Battleship, score 5 hits, what have you sunk? Question number 7. How many blank tiles are there in Scrabble? So how many blank tiles Scrabble? Question number 8. Most of us are seen playing this game, but who is Edgar Mallory? So most of us have actually seen him while playing, but who is Edgar Mallory? Question number 9. Which board game depicts a political map of the world featuring 6 continents which are divided into 42 territories? So which board game depicts a map of the world featuring 6 continents divided into 42 territories? And finally, question 10. What colour is history in the classic version of Trivial Pursuit? So So what colour is history in the classic version of Trivial Pursuit? I'll give you a minute to your answers. Okay, so answers to board games. In a standard set of playing cards, the only king without a moustache is the King of Hearts. Number 2, in Clue or Cluedo, you can access the kitchen from the secret passageway from the study. And there are 42 dots on a pair of dice. And number 4, the only piece able to jump over other pieces is a knight. And number 5, the murder victim in Clue or Cluedo. In Clue, the murder victim is Mr. Body, and in it's Dr. Black. Number 6, in Battleship, if hits, you've sunk the aircraft carrier. And number 7, there are 2 blank tiles in a game of Scrabble. And Edgar Mallory, you've all seen him because he's the policeman in Monopoly. And just for your information, the guy in the jail in the other corner, that's Jake, the jail. Jake in the jail. And the board game with the political map of the world, that's Risk. History in Trivial Pursuit is yellow. Give you a minute to post your answers up on the chat window. I think what I'll probably be able to do is on Facebook who's actually got the best score. Pretty good scoring round that one. Okay. Blimey, 9:36. I'm already on round 7. It's probably because I haven't got to do the scoring. So round 7. Hey, it's your final round. You can do double points if you want. I suppose you could. So, sorry, I'm just reading a couple of posts there. Okay. So round number 7, food or drink. I suppose you could do, as I said, you could probably make this a double point round if you wanted to. So question 1, what is the traditional main meat ingredient in Rogan Josh? So what is the traditional meat ingredient in the Indian dish Rogan Josh? Question number, what are the 2 ingredients of ganache? So what are the 2 ingredients of ganache? I was just resting my head. That's all I was. I wasn't asleep. Question 3. Chablis is a variety of grape. So Chablis is made from which variety of grape? Question number 4. According to the Queen of Hearts in Alice, what food is eaten tomorrow, yesterday, but never today? So according to the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, what food is eaten tomorrow, yesterday, but never today? Question number 5. What is a mortadella? So what is a mortadella? Question number 6. What name is Australian beer glass which is just smaller than a pint glass? So what name is given to an Australian beer glass just slightly smaller than a pint glass? Question number 7. What cocktail is made from vodka, triple sec, cranberry juice and fresh lime juice? So what cocktail is made from vodka, triple sec, cranberry juice and fresh lime juice? Question number 8. What variety of cheese is made backwards? So what variety of cheese is made backwards? I knew you would say that, Steve. Question number 9. What animal is used in pecorino cheese? So question 9. What is used in pecorino cheese? And finally, question 10. A Thai dish with mu, M-U, would of meat. So a Thai dish with mu would include what type of meat? So I'll give you a minute to just confirm your answers. Okay, answers to food and drink. The traditional meat, main meat in Rogan Josh is lamb. Number 2, the 2 ingredients that make up ganache. So that's chocolate and cream. So Chablis is made from the Chardonnay grape. And according to the Queen of the Land, food is eaten tomorrow, yesterday, but never today. That's jam. And mortadella is a large Italian sausage. And the Australian beer glass, which is just smaller than a pint. No, it's not a canoe paddle pint glass. It's called a schooner. I don't know, but anyway, it's called a schooner. And the cocktail that's made from vodka, triple sec cranberry juice and fresh lime juice. So that's a Cosmo or Cosmopolitan. And for Steve, because he said this was a stupid question, what variety of cheese is made backwards? Well, if you turn around the other way, E-D-A-M, you get Edam. See if Steve will swear. Right. And question 9, what animal's milk is used in pecorino cheese? That's sheep's milk. And in a Thai dish with mu, it would actually, the type of meat would be pork. So I'll let you add your scores up. And once you've posted them, I'll just add them all up and I'll announce it on Facebook tomorrow. I'm guessing usual suspects and nuts and bolts have just put, they haven't doubled their points, but I can alter that. So yeah, that was the last round, so that is a double point round. Well, I think that for tonight, guys. I'll try and make this a little bit better quality for next time. We've just been having problems with Nexicom. Actually, the internet went down 5 minutes before we were due to start, so I was a little panicky. So as I said, I'll try and make it a little bit better quality next time. So hopefully, if everybody is okay and you're up for it, post in the comments window if you have next week. But if I don't see you before, I will see you next week. But I will announce the winner, if you haven't already figured it out, once you've done all your scores. Most people are actually adding up their scores now, which is fantastic. So once you've done that, I'll announce it on Facebook who's actually the winner for the night. Dazed and Confused, apparently Anna says they lost, so you're not even going to give us your score, Anna? You were probably missing Jill. Okay, well guys, I'm going to stop the broadcast, stop the streaming, and hopefully I will see you next week. I would say it's lovely to see you, but I haven't been able to see any of you, but I can guess who's there. Hopefully we can get a few more teams in for next week. Okay, signing off.